Did you know that the average TikToker spends up to 3 years on the platform before they have any real meaningful growth? But my students are absolutely crushing that average, often 10xing their accounts in a matter of months. Like my client Chris, who got over 18 million views and 12,000 followers in under 48 hours from the very first video idea I gave them. And their secret weapon are the 6 daily TikTok habits that I'm about to share with you in this video. If you've ever wondered how some TikTok creators seem to blow up overnight, this is it. But get ready to take some notes, because if you skip out on doing these things every day, you could be wasting a ton of time and missing out on some serious growth on TikTok. The first thing you need to do is study your For You feed. If you want to stay ahead of the game on TikTok, then you need to keep your finger on the pulse of what is working right now on the platform. The For You feed is like a cheat sheet that's showing you the exact types of videos that are currently going viral. But here's the thing, you can't just mindlessly scroll on TikTok. You have to be strategic about it. Spend 10 to 15 minutes a day studying the videos that show up in your feed, especially the ones that are getting a ton of views and engagement. When you're doing this, you want to make sure that you're writing down any ideas that stand out to you. And pay particular attention to the videos that really grab your attention and get you to stop scrolling. Creators are usually getting our attention visually, and headlines and text on screen are the most common way they do it. And the reason for that is because our brains can process words so quickly that we can make a decision about whether it's a video we're interested in like a second. Make sure you're studying these headlines and pay close attention to the word choice, the structure of the words, and the placement of the headlines on the screen, so you can understand how it is that these creators are writing these effective headlines that get people to stop scrolling. You also want to study what people are saying at the beginning of their videos. This is called a hook, and learning to craft a good hook is one of the most important skills that you can master on TikTok. We want to keep people from swiping off our videos in the first 5 seconds because it significantly increases our watch time. And higher watch time means bigger views. You also want to pay attention to see what sounds are being used over and over and over again inside of your For You feed, especially when all of the videos that are using a particular sound are getting massive views. Trending sounds are one of the most powerful tools that we have to create viral videos. When you find a trending sound and you use it in your own content, you're actually able to ride the wave of that trend and get boosted views on your video. Now, when you're doing all this content research, you need to make sure that you're filing those videos away. That way you can reference them and use them for ideas later. You'll want to watch this video next if you want to learn how my clients actually organize all of their content research and my step-by-step process for transforming your For You page into your most powerful content research tool. The second thing you should be doing every day is monitoring other successful accounts in your niche. And I'm not talking about just watching their videos. You need to go deeper than that. Look for what I call gateway videos. These are the ones that are outliers in terms of views and engagement compared to their usual content. These gateway videos can give you valuable information about what's resonating with audiences in your niche at this very moment. Maybe this creator has jumped on a new trend or topic or tried a different style that's really resonating, and you want to make note of that for your own content. The key is to look for recent gateway videos that are relevant to your audience. You don't want to be jumping on trends that have already passed their peak and aren't going to work anymore, so focus on the outlier videos that were posted in the last 5 days or so. By combining these first 2 habits of studying the For You feed and monitoring your competitors, you're essentially doing market research. You're staying on top of what's hot right now and using it to fuel your own content strategy. I know it seems like a lot of work right now, but trust me, it is worth it. Spending just a few minutes a day on this research can make a huge difference in your TikTok growth. Not only are you going to be able to jump on trends early, but you're going to be able to create content that you know is likely to perform well instead of wasting time on videos that may not resonate with your audience. So make these 2 habits a non-negotiable part of your daily TikTok routine. It's a small investment that can pay off in a big way when it comes to your views and followers. Now, I have a question for y'all. How do you feel about posting every day on TikTok? Does it overwhelm you? Because I feel like I get a lot of comments from people saying, well, I don't know that I can show up and post every single day. But this next habit that I'm about to teach you absolutely solves that problem. I teach my students to spend 10 minutes every day just brainstorming as many ideas as they can on a notepad. And we do this because coming up with better ideas has a bigger impact on your views than absolutely anything else that you can do. In the best way that I've found to come up with better ideas is to just grab a timer like this one and then just sit down and write as many ideas as you can. I usually find that it's actually like my 10th, 11th, or 12th video idea that ends up being the best one. Plus, the more ideas you have to choose from, the easier it is to just pick up your phone and record when the time comes. And the reality is that if you want to keep the TikTok algorithm on your side and you want your follower count to continue going up, then you need to show up and post a video every single day. And that's not me saying that, that's what TikTok recommends. But that doesn't mean that every single video needs to be a home run. In fact, trying to go viral on every single video is probably the easiest way to burn out. Instead, I want you to focus on creating a mix of different types of content and kind of detach yourself from the views, because not every single one of them is meant to go viral. The first type of video you're going to make is your evergreen content. This is the stuff that's always relevant to your audience and is incredibly valuable, helping them get whatever the result is, whatever the thing is that you help people with. Think how-to videos, tutorials, tips and tricks, that kind of stuff. These videos really help you get discovered in search, but more importantly, they're the ones that your viewers are just going to binge on when they discover your profile. Then there's your viral content. these are the trends. These are those gateway videos that have already been successful for other people, so you know that they'll probably be successful for you too. When you create these videos, you want them to appeal to as broad of an audience as possible. That way you can increase the view potential. Now, viral videos might not have the longest shelf life, but they are great for getting discovered by new people and growing your following. And you can already see with these two types of content, they have different purposes. The viral content is getting you discovered, bringing new people into your world, and that evergreen content is just giving value and getting people to stick around and want to come back for more. And then finally, we have our third type, which is the depth content. This is where you really let your personality shine. These are the behind the scenes glimpses, those story time videos, Q&As, anything that allows people to get to know you better. And these videos are key to building your personal brand and creating that loyal following that stick around for the long haul. The goal is to have a mix of all three of these type videos inside of your content strategy. And honestly, don't overthink it. Just make sure you're not putting all of your eggs in one basket. And when you're brainstorming these video ideas, make sure that you're keeping that ideal viewer and the audience that you want to attract front and center in your mind. What kind of content are they looking for? What kind of problems can you help them solve? The more value you can bring to these people, the more likely that they're going to keep coming back and watching more of your videos. But above all else, focus on being authentic. Don't try to be who you think the algorithm wants you to be. Trust me, your unique personality and perspective are actually the thing that are going to make you stand out. And the more you can lean into that, the more you're going to push away the people that you don't want in your audience and attract the people that you love and are going to love you. So take some time each day to brainstorm those video ideas, jot them down in a notebook, save them on your computer, whatever it is that you want to do. Just remember that the more ideas that you have, the easier it's going to be for you to show up consistently. And speaking of showing up, that brings us to our next habit, engaging with your audience. This is a habit that way too many TikTokers neglect, but it is absolutely crucial if you want to build a loyal following and see that growth happen faster. Here's the thing, TikTok is all about community. When you're regularly interacting with your audience, you're not just boosting your engagement metrics, you're actually building a bond with your followers. You're showing them that you value their input and you're not just there to rack up views, you're there to connect. So let's talk about what audience engagement actually looks like. First and foremost, it means responding to comments. And I don't mean just like hitting the like button, I mean actually typing out a response to whatever it is that they said to you. When someone takes the time to leave a comment on your video, they're trying to start a conversation with you. And if you don't reply, it's just like leaving them unread, which nobody likes. And honestly, when you do respond, they're gonna have the opposite feeling. They're gonna love it. But make sure you're not just replying for the sake of replying. Use the comments as an opportunity to keep the conversation going. Ask them a question, ask them to share their experiences or crack a joke, like just whatever it is that feels natural to you. The more you can get your audience talking, the more invested they're gonna be in your content and the more you're gonna learn about the type of content that they want you to create. Another great way to engage is by creating video replies. When you reply to a comment with a video, not only does it show that you're going the extra mile to connect with that person, but it also gives you a reason to create more content. And as you know, the more content you create, the more opportunities it gives the algorithm to push your stuff out into the world and have new people discover you. But engagement doesn't just happen in the comments section. You can actually use the videos themselves to encourage interaction from your viewers. Ask questions throughout your videos, ask for your viewers' opinions, anything you can do to get them to engage. The more you can make your content feel like a two-way street, the more your viewers are going to feel like they're part of this community. And like, here's a perfect example. I would love to know what it is that you guys do to create engagement on your accounts. Like, is there anything that I haven't mentioned that's working for you? Let me know in the comments. Now, another pro tip, when you are brainstorming all of those ideas, try to think about what topics would really spark engagement and conversation. Think controversial opinions, hot takes, relatable struggles. Like, those are the kinds of things that are going to get people engaging in the comments. And obviously that engagement is going to boost the performance of your videos in the short term, but it's not just about that. More importantly, when you're consistently interacting with your audience, you're building a community around your content. And that community is what keeps people coming back to your videos even when the algorithm isn't necessarily in your favor. Just think about this for a second. If you have a group of loyal followers that feel like they know you and feel like they're a part of something, they're not just going to forget about you if one of your videos doesn't pop off. They're going to keep showing up because they're invested in you and what you have to say. So make engagement a daily habit. Make sure that you're showing up and replying to comments so that way your audience feels seen and heard. It may seem like a lot of work at first, but trust me, it is going to pay off in the long run. And when you start to see your community grow, you're going to understand how powerful these connections are. One more quick note on this. I always encourage my clients to respond to comments because it's one of the easiest ways to stand out from their competitors who aren't doing this. But it's not the only thing that most creators fail to do. And if you can combine it with the next habit that I'm going to teach you, you're able to stack competitive advantages. And this is how you get ahead of 99% of other creators. And that habit is studying your analytics. Now, I know what you're probably thinking, like, analytics? That sounds boring. But trust me, if you want to see real growth on TikTok, you have to know your numbers. Your analytics are like a roadmap that's showing you exactly what's working and what's not working inside of your individual content strategy. So what should you be looking at? First and foremost, pay attention to the videos that are getting the most engagement. And I'm not just talking about views, I'm talking about likes, shares, comments, all of that. These are the videos that are really striking a chord with your audience, and you need to understand why. Is it the topic, the format, the hook, the length of the video? Really dig into these videos and try to identify patterns. Once you figure out what's working, you can use that to make better videos in the future, and that's how you really start to improve your views. Now, you might be thinking like, Mike, how do I know what's making some videos go viral when other ones are stuck at 200 views? Here's the thing, y'all. You just need to make an educated guess. Just look at all of your best videos, find something that they all have in common, and then experiment by applying that thing to all of your videos for the next week. Sometimes it's gonna work and sometimes it isn't, but if you repeat this kind of experiment and you're intentional about it and you do it over and over and over again, you are going to figure out exactly what it is. You're gonna be able to nail it down. And the great thing about TikTok is that you need to post another video tomorrow, and you could post more than one video today if you really felt like it, so you have plenty of opportunities to experiment. Next thing, don't just focus on your own analytics. You should also be paying attention to the videos that your viewers are also watching on the platform. TikTok actually shows you this data, and it can be an absolute gold mine for content ideas. And don't forget about your search analytics. TikTok is becoming more and more search driven, and so it pays to know the keywords and phrases that your viewers are looking for. If you see a lot of searches around a particular topic in your niche, then that's a good indicator that it's something you should be creating a video on. But engagement and search data is just the beginning. You also want to be tracking your average watch time, your retention rate, and your finish rate. These are the metrics that are going to give you a clear picture of how well your videos are actually holding the viewer's attention. Pay particular attention to how well you're retaining viewers in the first 5 seconds of your video. If you're losing a big chunk of viewers right out of the gate, that's a sign that you need to create better hooks. Remember, you've only got a few seconds to really grab people's attention and convince them to keep watching your video. Now, your average watch time and your finish rate, these are two metrics that actually work hand in hand, and they're the two main things that TikTok considers when determining how many views you're going to get. The goal is to get the highest amount of watch time possible without having a drop in your finish rate. And so that means you can't game the system by just creating longer videos to rack up watch time. You're going to have to experiment with different video lengths to try and find what is that sweet spot where you get the most watch time possible while still getting a large percentage of people to actually finish your videos. And the key here is just to consistently look at those videos so you get a feel for those metrics and are able to improve them over time. But here's the thing, you can't just check your analytics once and then call it a day. This is something that should be at the very least a weekly habit. Just set aside a few minutes to really dive into the data and look for insights, because the more you can understand your numbers, the better you're going to be able to create content that's going to really maximize your growth in the future. And as you start to see those numbers go up, that's when you know you're on the right track. Analytics might not be the sexiest part of being a TikTok creator, but they're definitely one of the most important parts. So get comfortable with those charts and graphs, because they might just be the key to unlocking your full potential on TikTok. And finally, we get to the habit that is going to take your TikTok game to the next level. Constantly improving your videos. It is not enough to show up every day and post about whatever it is that you feel like posting about. If you really want to see growth happen, you have to be intentional about showing up and improving your skills. Each week, you should be choosing one specific aspect of your content and focus on improving it. Maybe it's your hooks and you need to study some copywriting or learn a little bit about using curiosity to grab people's attention right out of the gate. Or maybe it's storytelling and you're just spending the week trying to share more personal experiences in your content so people can connect with you at a deeper level. Remember all of those analytics that we just talked about? Those should be the things that are determining what it is that you focus on improving. If you're seeing a big drop off in the first few seconds, then focus on improving your intros. But if your average watch time is low, then focus on finding ways that you can make your content more engaging throughout. The key is to always be experimenting and learning and improving your skill set. So find a mentor or take a course on video editing, or find a community where you can get feedback and support from other people that are on the same journey as you. There are so many things that you can do, but the more time and money that you invest into improving your skills, the more it's going to show in your content, and your views and followers are going to increase because of it. Now, at this point, you know the 6 things that all of my clients are doing every single day to accelerate their growth on TikTok. But what I haven't shared yet are the common mistakes that they are intentionally avoiding. And unfortunately, if you make any of those mistakes, it can completely unravel all of your hard work. So I want you to watch this video next and learn why it is that most TikTok accounts fail. That way you can avoid these mistakes just like my clients do.